Okay, so predictions for week 9.
Oh, yeah. Halloween weekend.
Yes.
Let's get into
Scary hours for a few teams.
Let's get into it.
Let's start off with Indiana versus Maryland. Michael Oxley.
Indiana versus Maryland.
I am going to predict Maryland, and the only reason why is because Indiana's down to like their 4th string quarterback.
Yeah, it looked very nutty last night. It looked kind of silly.
That's literally the only reason I think I'm going to go with them. Otherwise, Maryland has dived off the cliff.
Yeah, so this will be win number 5 for Maryland. I don't know where they're going to get 6, but I know that they still have to play us. They've already played y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they have to play Penn State.
Yeah,
so we'll see. They may get bowl eligible, just barely. But yeah, this will be number 5 for them. I got them beating Indiana.
Okay. Iowa versus Wisconsin.
Iowa versus Wisconsin. Halloween. What time is that? What time is that kickoff?
12 o'clock.
Ooh, I won't be watching that. Another team plays at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
I will give. Let's go Iowa. Let's go Iowa. It'll be the battle of the underperforming offenses. So I guess I'll give it to the better quarterback in that situation, which will be Graham Mertz.
Really?
Give me Wisconsin.
Okay. We'll see when Riley Moss has 2 interceptions, 1 for a pick 6.
Give me Wisconsin because I need Wisconsin to continue to win.
Okay.
Give me Wisconsin.
Okay. But I'm definitely going Iowa still.
Yeah, give me Wisconsin. Boo Iowa.
Boo?
Who likes corn anyways? No, that's Nebraska. It's really supposed to be, I feel like, Iowa. But Iowa State took the whole corn thing, right? I guess. Nope, they're Cyclones.
Yeah.
How did Nebraska get the market? Did they corner the market on corn? When I think of corn, I think of Iowa.
I mean, both states are pretty
corny.
Nothing. Rutgers versus Illinois.
Rutgers versus Illinois. I'm going to take Brett Bielema and the Fighting Illini because he is the only coach in America that has the balls to say that every offensive lineman in his 2 deep is trash and then go win a 9 OT game the very next weekend. That's the put your nuts on the table moment right there. Because in today's day and age, people don't let you just talk about their children like that.
That's a fact.
So for a college coach to come out there and say that and then be able to galvanize his team behind it and get a dub, I think that's going to have an effect on that team going forward. I think that's going to give them a greater camaraderie because Easy was being honest, right? And they responded to it.
Yeah.
All right, it's not so much of what they said, but it's also what's the climate of your team after you say it. And so they were able to come out of that and get a huge win versus a better team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bielema versus Greg Schiano. I think Bielema's just a little bit more talented. Now, the one caveat I'll add to that is that Strakowski or whatever. Strakowski, yeah, he's out probably for a long while. He broke his wrist or his forearm.
He landed on it.
Yeah. They Penn State got him up through for sure.
Yeah.
So we're on to Michigan transfer Brandon Peters to bring it home for the Illini, but I think they'll have enough for Rutgers though.
I think Greg Schiano and the Scarlet Knights have a little bit more to prove. They were still one of the teams that were, one of the laughing stocks of the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Came into this season, like I said, with something to prove. And, unfortunately, the season is not going for them how they were hoping it would. But I think they still have some more to prove. And they have to beat the Fighting Illini to do that.
Rutgers is still a year away from me, from actually doing some competing.
Yeah. But to come from where they were even a year or two
ago. For sure. I mean, 2 years ago, I don't think they won a game at all.
What I mean?
We put 78 points on them boys.
They were literally the team to do that on.
Yeah.
And so for them to at least show up this season, I'm still rooting for them. Minnesota versus Northwestern.
Going on to Northwestern. I'll take row your boat over Northwestern. Northwestern didn't show me a whole lot this weekend. Again, they had the one run by their running back. I don't have a lot positive going right now for Pat Fitzgerald's Cats. So, Minnesota for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Tanner Morgan starting to come into form. I like Minnesota.
That's what I got. Scary hours for either Michigan or Michigan State. Both teams undefeated. I obviously know who you got.
I got Michigan by at least 10. At least.
10. Okay.
At least.
Okay.
Michigan State has struggled to run the ball versus lesser run defenses, mainly Eastern Kentucky and Nebraska. A lot of Michigan State's passes with Peyton Thorne, I think, have been against lesser DBs.
Mm-hmm.
I do not fear them the way that I think a lot of teams a lot of people are putting Michigan State at another level right now.
Okay.
I expect for the running game to be elite.
I was going to say you have to kind of be concerned a little bit about Kenneth Walker.
Here's my thing. No. Our running game. I'm not.
Oh, well, I mean, I was going to say.
But that's what I'm saying.
Either side
like,
of the ball is running.
Kenneth Walker, when he's run up against a running defense that's worth a damn, has had subpar games. I think he only had like 70 yards against Nebraska. Against Nebraska.
Yeah,
we better than Nebraska.
That's nuts.
We're better than Nebraska.
Yeah.
Right? These big 200-yard games, that was happening early on, Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
That type
Out
of
conference
shit.
teams.
So, I prove it. I think he's a good back. I do. I think he's a good back, and it is somebody that we're going to have to key for, but do I think he's going to go out there and get 200 yards against us? No, absolutely not. Yeah, Michigan by at least 10. And I expect Cade to have the same type of game that he's been having, somewhere around 200 to 225 yards, 30 passing attempts, and for us to lean on the running game because that's how we've been winning games. The way to beat Michigan is not on wax right now. So that's a lot more than we can say for a lot of these teams.
The other scary hours game is Ohio State versus Penn State. Since Oregon for Ohio State, this will be the biggest test that we've seen thus far.
Yeah.
Since the Oregon game, I've said that going into Penn State, obviously every game that we played since then would be a confidence builder for CJ, for the defense, for the obvious problems that we had in that loss. Since then, CJ has looked great. Since the Oregon loss, I think we're beating teams by an average of at least 6 touchdowns. The only problem with that is the record of the teams that we have played is 14-22.
Yeah, what you guys have done to the teams that you have played is what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But it's also what the vast majority of people knew you would do.
Yes.
And so the threat with that becomes, okay, are we going to be able to get this versus another, like Penn State this weekend? Yeah. Or are we going to be able to get this versus Penn State? Because all that I've said of their maybe their rushing defense, they do have defensive backs, and they do defend the pass very well. And they have a pass rush. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be really probably the first game since Oregon that Stroud is going to have some heat on his ass.
The good news about that is that when he struggled, it was the second game he's ever played. Mm-hmm. And now he at least has half of the season to depend on.
He has the experience of success.
Yes.
He's also experienced failure.
For sure.
Now we get to see the competition level raised, and we get a second swing at this. I want to believe that they've gotten better because they haven't played as bad. Right. I mean, they were even looking bad versus Tulsa. So from that standpoint, at least they're reading their keys. Guys aren't out of position as often.
Exactly.
But again, it's easy to correct that thing when the skill level is lowered. So we'll see what happens on this Saturday.
And then the obvious final thing is Penn State obviously has lost 2 in a row now.
Yes.
So they're going to be looking to fight back against somebody, and that somebody is going to be Ohio State.
Fire. They are going to come out on fire. They didn't assign a whiteout to us, the second whiteout, and they made it for y'all. Y'all gonna get the whiteout love. We not.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. First time in years that we're not actually gonna get the whiteout. Y'all are gonna get it. So enjoy it. It's gonna be raucous. It's gonna be crazy in there.
It will.
It is really crazy to say this, but I'm really that confident in our ability to beat Michigan State on Saturday, that we will beat Michigan State on Saturday, that I'm more excited to see your guys' game than ours.
Yeah.
I'm more excited to see Penn State, Ohio State than I am for Michigan State, because I just don't believe that Michigan State can beat us.
Yeah.
If they do, it'll be a Kenneth Walker fest, and we'll have a lot of talking to do about the defense on Monday. Mm-hmm. But anything outside of that, I don't see Peyton Thorne beating us.
y'all going? Where y'all going? You a legend.
Thanks for watching another Back of the Bus Squad episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Want to check out another episode related to this? Go ahead and click that video to the left.
And if you want to catch up on some of our other episodes, make sure you click the playlist below.